Okay, the first thing we're going to do is to dress the kerfing so that it's square to the sides. I'm going to take some 60 grit paper, and this is just a good sanding block. I'm going to put this on like normal, but then I'm going to take a smaller block. This one's actually got a little curve, just a scrap piece from cutting the center block, and then I can put it up against the side like that so that I can keep the sandpaper square to the sides. And this is a good way to square it all up and smooth out that kerfing. Just work your way all the way around on both sides, front and back. And here in this curve, you can see how that having a curved block there on the bottom kind of helps you get in that shape. And the better job you did gluing the kerfing on, the easier this part is. And now you may look inside here with the top put in place. We may not have enough room there to get the pots in. The extra width of the kerfing kind of blocks them, so we're going to have to cut that out and allow those to fit. So I'm going to kind of line up the center block and mark which kerfs need to be altered so that the pots will fit. And once I've turned it over, I'm just going to mark the top side where the wood needs to be taken out. Then I'm just going to take a small chisel and slowly chip away at that until I've removed all that unwanted material. Now put the center block and the sides back in place. You can see there might still need to be a little bit more of an adjustment made here. And now you can see that the pots will go in place without hitting the kerfing. Okay, now I'm going to take our template. I'm going to line it up on the center block, or the center line I should say. And remember the notch that we put in here for the actual bottom. I'm going to line the template up with that. And then I'm going to draw in the outline of where the sides should hit on the top. You should have noticed by now the sides are still kind of flexible. So this line will give us a guide that we can use to line it up so that both sides are the same. Just flip the template over and do this again. And now I'm taking just, this is a couple of scrap pieces of 2x2, which would be about 5 centimeters square. I'm going to use these to clamp the center block down to the top. Okay, double check to make sure you've got all your holes in place. You haven't missed anything. Make sure you've got all your little slots cut for the tabs and the pots. And you've got your output jack ready to go. All your kerfing square. Then we're ready to begin the glue up. Now, as you watch me set this up, we're only going to glue the sides and center block to the top. There's a little more work we have to do once that's done before we put the bottom or the back in place. So I'm going to take some wood glue. We've got all our clamps handy and ready to go. I'm just going to check everything one last time. Make sure everything's going to line up. Now go ahead and line everything up. Just where it needs to be. And then we're going to just kind of make a little mark here on the sides. Because from the actual shaping, it could be a little different here than what the template actually has. And these lines will make sure that you get the center line lined up once you've started gluing. And once you've got all the clamps on, it can kind of be hard to see inside that tenon joint. So I'm going to go ahead and start applying the glue. I'm just going to take a throwaway brush. An old credit card works really good to smooth the glue out. You know, anything that you like to use there that'll just smooth it out and make it all uniform. You want to cover the center block and the outside edge, and then you want to put a little glue on the center block itself and put some glue on top of the kerfs as well. Now we're going to put it in place and start to get it in line. It's really important you take your time here and make sure that your center line on the top and the center line for the center block stay aligned. You don't want to get anything out of whack here. Then I'm going to take our two blocks and start to clamp everything down. You kind of want to slowly do this and make sure that things don't get out of line. You know, they'll kind of slip and slide around while you're clamping. So just kind of work back and forth and keep everything centered. Double check that we're right there with the notch. We're in line up top. Okay, now I'm going to start taking the clamps and start putting them along the side. I'm just going to pick some points here close to the edges so that I can get the side lined up with that pencil line that we drew in. You can see here how they kind of move a little bit. But as we clamp it down, we can clamp it down pretty well in place. And now you've got the sides all lined up with your pencil line. Go ahead and fill in your gaps and get your clamps all the way in. You should have 10 to 12 for each side. And just double check that your center lines are okay. And that you still got it up front as well.